Hey, I wanted to just make a quick video today to share with you that you don't have to be good at the thing that you're wanting to do. Here's what I mean. I have a lot of friends who would love to write songs, but they just don't feel like they're very good at songwriting. I have friends who would love to take photos, but they don't feel like they're very good at taking photos. So on and so forth. You might be in that place too. You might just be like feeling really down about where you're at in your skill level. You might even be pretty good, but I don't know if you're like me, but I go through these phases where I ride a roller coaster where one day I think I'm like decently good at something, and then I go on Instagram and I see someone else do the same thing creatively, and I'm just like, dang, they're really good. And I'm like, I really suck. Uh, and I just feel like I'm no good, and I'm tempted to be like, I'm never doing this again. I'm giving up this creative work. I suck. I just want to encourage you. I try to encourage myself with this a lot. You don't have to be good. It's okay. You can keep going. You're allowed to suck. Nobody is making you be great at this today except for you. Please don't let your ego and don't let envy or comparison get in the way of you growing in something that you want to do. And that actually just leads me to a mindset that has been really helpful to me. Most of us tend to either have what's either called a growth mindset or a fixed mindset, and you can choose which one you want to have. A fixed mindset believes if you aren't good at something, then you will never be good at it. If you aren't good at math, then you will never be good at math. If you're not good at drawing, then you will never be good at drawing. A growth mindset says, hey, I'm not good at playing guitar today. I'm not good at taking photos today, but I can grow towards it. I can learn, I can improve, and I could get to a point where maybe I'm actually pretty good at these things. And we get to choose each day whether or not we're going to decide that we'll just never be good at something or whether we can grow towards something. And the thing is, people can take this to extremes. I'm not saying that everyone is going to be able to slam dunk a basketball goal just because they want to. For example, I'm very short. I'm not going to be able to do that no matter how hard I try. At least more than likely. You're probably going to comment on this video and be like, you can do it. We're not saying that anybody can accomplish the impossible, but we can live with a mindset that says, hey, I can learn, grow, and improve, and I can be a different person with different skill sets and different talents, a year from now than I am today, 5 years from now than I am today. And so if you want to do something creatively, you don't have to be good to get started. In fact, you're not going to be good when you start, and that's okay. Cringe is unavoidable. When you try to do something new, especially something creatively new, you're not going to be very good at it at first. And so we have to just not let our egos get in the way. We have to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. We have to allow ourselves to be bad and to just know that if people are judging us, they're going to judge that we're bad at it because we are, and that's okay. But that doesn't determine what we will be for all of time. We might not be good at something today, but that doesn't mean we won't be good at it in 5 years. And so just know that cringe is unavoidable. You're going to look back on past work. You're going to look back on past you as you're growing and improving, and you're going to cringe and go, man, I was not very good. Some of us who are more delusional than others might even think that we're pretty good at something, and then we look back on it and we're like, wow, cringe, that was not very good. That's normal. That's common. We just got to deal with that. That's part of the growth process. I think the final thing that I want to say in terms of this growth mindset, being okay with being bad at something at first thing, is that you have to have a vision for who you are now and who you're going to be before anyone else does. And that's just normal. It's normal even with people closest to us. For example, I spent my whole life doing music, writing songs, just living in that creative space. And so for as long as I've been alive, people have thought of me as a musician, a songwriter, a singer. And a few years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago, I started to get interest in photography because a friend of mine was taking some really cool photos that I loved. And I just thought, man, that's cool. I would kind of like to learn how to do that. And so I started to pick up a camera. And it was weird for the people around me. It was weird even for my wife, who loves me and supports me in pretty much anything that I do, because that wasn't yet a part of my identity. When I started picking up a camera and started taking photos, people were like, oh, you take photos? And I'm like, Yeah, I guess I do. Or at least I'm playing around with it. I'm trying it. It's something I want to grow in. And now, 5 or 6 years later, people know that I take photos. It has become a part of my identity, even though it wasn't a part of who I was before. It wasn't how people knew me. It wasn't something that people knew about me. And so just know that when you're wanting to start something new, when you're wanting to lean into something creatively, it's going to be weird for you and it's going to be weird for the people around you at first. And that's okay. It's okay for it to be weird. It's okay for it to be new. It's okay to change and grow and evolve as a person and to pick up new skills. You don't have to be the same you that you were when you were a teenager. Your possibilities and your abilities are not set. You can grow and improve. You just have to have a vision for that before anyone else is, because only you can truly have a vision for something that you want to do and something you want to succeed at. And only you can decide that you're going to really grow towards that. So I hope you're encouraged today. If you feel like you suck at the creative thing that you want to do, maybe you do. That's okay. We've all sucked. I still suck at so many things that I really want to be good at and that I want to grow in. And I've just had to be okay with the fact that that's true. But every day, let's just learn and grow and improve. And let's not wait to get started. Let's just get started. Let's go and do the thing, grow in it. And we might just be surprised to find out in a few years that we actually are starting to get pretty good at this thing. That's what I'm sure will be true for you if you just lean in and get going. So that's all I have for you today. Share this with a friend who you feel like could be encouraged to press into the thing that they're scared to press into, because I feel like we all know people. A lot of times it's ourselves, but we know other people who would love to do something creative, but they just feel like they're not very good at it, so they're very hesitant to do that. I just encourage you to share this with them. Maybe even if not the video, just share some of these thoughts with them. Encourage them today to get started, to get going, to try something new, to change up their skill sets and their identity, and that's okay. It's okay to try new things, and it's okay to not be great at it at first, okay? So share it with a friend, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.